Hello, good morning once again. I'm about to embark on an 800km DIY by GPS Audax, and I've actually called it the Starburst 800, and this is an overview of the route. To start with, it looks a bit complex, but it's actually quite simple when you break it down. I'm using my house in Bath as a start and finish point, and also the rest control for 3 separate segments. So the first segment today is a 300km ride from Bath to Buckingham and back, where I'll then wash, eat and sleep before tomorrow heading up to Tewkesbury, from Worcestershire into Herefordshire, then back down the Welsh border, across the Severn Bridge, back to my house tomorrow night. Repeat the process, and then on the third morning I'll head out over the Mendips, back up the North Somerset coast, back to my house, and that'd be 200km. So 2 days of 300 and 1 day of 200. And the reason I've called it a starburst is starbursting is a technique I learned at Royal Mail actually. It's a really effective strategy for breaking down big tasks into manageable chunks. And what appeals to me about this ride is 800km. I have actually ridden further in the past, but this is quite an unconventional distance, and it'll be the first time I've ridden it. So here's today's route in a little bit more detail. Leaving my house around about 5 AM, and then I'll head up through Oxford, halfway point at Buckingham on this southern leg, and then I'll be coming back down on the northern leg through Bicester, Witney, Malmesbury, back to my house where I'll be sleeping. So this is a copy of the virtual brevi you get for this ride, and it's attached. There's a link attached to the confirmation email that you receive when you enter DIY. So first up there's the points distance, 800km. The actual total distance of this ride that I've submitted is 810km, and Audax time allowances are based on a maximum speed and a minimum speed. For some reason the DIY auto calculator miscalculates on some distance, so I always double check that, and this is how I do that. So if I do a quick web search for Audax time allowances, on the first page near the top I come across a PDF file for Audax regulations and appendices. So if you open up that PDF file, go to section 9.7, you'll get all the different ranges of distances and the minimum speed requirements. So for example, this ride 800km fits into that band. I'm actually told that 13.3 should actually be 13.333km per hour minimum speed required. So if I fire those figures into a calculator, 810km is a distance divided by 13.333km per hour minimum speed allowance. I get 60.75 hours. It's quite easy to convert. That's 60 hours 45 minutes, 2.5 days. So as you can see, that's quite a big discrepancy, over 4 hours. So this is now the most important figure for me. I don't bother with average speeds, it's the actual time, and I always refer to it as a time allowance, not a time limit. I will use a positive frame of reference. I see it as a gain, not a loss. It's an asset, not a liability. It's something that's working in my favour, not against me. Yeah, so just that little simple trick of feeling that you're managing the time, you're in control of it, gives you such a boost of confidence out on the road. And when things do occasionally go wrong, you just feel much more able to deal with it. Just say to yourself, this is okay, I've planned for it. Things can and do go wrong, I've planned for it. I've actually built in contingency. That's exactly what contingency time's for, so I'm on top of things straight away. So that was a little bit about the route, the planning process, some of the hacks that I use. What I'd like to really try and do on this video is to document the fatigue experience over 3 days riding 800km, specifically sleep deprivation, what I do to try and alleviate its effects, and whether it's working or not really. And I figured the best way to try and do that is to keep the vlog into a minimum, but just be as brutally honest as possible. So with that in mind, I'll be heading off shortly on the road.